Hi, Mrs. Ramirez here. We are doing Module 1, Lesson 26, percent of a quantity. And we know percentage means out of 100, there's our chant, and percent of a quantity. What we need to remember is anytime we have a percent, it is a part to whole ratio. It always needs to be a part to whole ratio. So if I was writing it looking like a fraction, it would be a part to whole. And let's just make up a number. What if I did 30 out of 100? That would give me 30%. So we need to remember part to whole ratio as we go through this lesson. Classwork. We're going to do example 1. 5 of the 25 girls on Aden Middle School's soccer team are 7th grade students. Find the percentage of 7th graders on the team. Show 2 different ways of solving for the answer. One of the methods must include a diagram or a picture model. Okay, I think we can do this. So our ratio is 5 of the 25 girls. Oh, I already see a part to whole ratio. The whole team is 25 girls, so there's my whole. My part is 5. So if I make it look like a fraction, the value of the ratio, 5 to 25, percentage is out of 100. So let's make a giant 1 to make 100. 25 times 4 gives me 100. I'm thinking of my quarters. And if I had 5 times 4, that gives me 20. So 20 hundredths, or 20%, percentage is out of 100. I can also make that into my decimal. 22 tenths, 20 hundredths with that. I could use the hundredths place or not, whichever. So I know that it's 20% of the team. Find the percentage of 7th graders on the team. Now I need to do a picture model. And I think I'm going to make a double number line with that. So we've got a number line. I'm going to go from 0. I'm going to put percent at the top, and I'm going to put number of girls at the bottom. So here's my percent. And if I have 0 girls, I automatically have 0%. And if I have a total of 25 girls on my team, that is the entire team, and that is my 100% of the team. So I am ready. And what we just figured out using the part to whole ratio is 5 25ths is equal to 20 hundredths, which is 20%. So if I were to break this down to 20%, I'm going to fill in what I know more. 20% is how many girls? Well, we figured out from the 5 that it's 5 girls. So we've got from 20%, I can almost double my space and go to 40%, which would be 10 girls. Double it again, or go another 20%, 20, 40, 60%, and then about another 80%, because we're counting by 20%. 0, 20%, 40%, 60%, 80% to 100. So in the girls part of our number line, 0, 5, 10, then we're going to have 15 and 20. So if 80% of the team happened to show up one day, it would be 20 girls. So our question, show different models. The 5 girls is 20%. 5 girls in 7th grade is 20%. Okay, so with that, it continues in example 2. So, example 2, of the 25 girls in Aiden Middle School soccer team, 40% also play on a travel team. Okay, so therefore, I see how many of the girls on the middle school team also play on the travel team. Okay, so my whole is now of the 25 girls. So my part to whole ratio, there's 25 is my whole. The part, I don't know the part. We're going to go backwards. 40% also play on a travel team. Okay. So I don't know my part. Let's write it as a fraction. Something over 25 equals 40%. Percentage means, say it with me, out of 100. So 40%, 40 out of 100. I can multiply, again, use a giant one, 25 times something equals 100. If what I do to the bottom, I do to the top, so blank times that same number, and that's 4 quarters in a dollar, so 4. I can either guess, kind of a guesstimate, blank times 4 equals 40, which you guys are pretty good at this point. Yay! How many of the girls on the middle school team also play on the travel team? So we would have this. We could also show another one of our number lines on there. It doesn't necessarily ask us for it. However, we could set it up the same way. 100% is the 25 girls. 0% is 0 girls. And we just figured out, actually already you know that it's 10 times 4 equals 40. So therefore it's 40% is our 10 girls. So our part is 10. We're kind of working backwards than we did up here. So 40, 20, 40, 60, 80-ish. So 20%, 40%, which we figured out was our 10 girls. So we can finish up the rest. For example, 2. Oops, I see I'm off. Sorry. You got that. Okay, so example 3, flip it over. We're still working on this soccer team. The Aiden girls soccer team won 80% of its games this season. So if they won 80% of the games this season, if the team won 12 games, so 80% equals 12. Okay, that's important. I know it needs to be a part to whole. So 80% equals 12 games. Okay, so I don't know the total number of games, but I can figure that out, total games. But I do know, and I can figure out, I started putting it all together, 80 out of 100, part to whole. And the one I don't know is the whole. I don't know my total of number of games, but I do know 12. Okay, so 12. If I do 12 times something is 80. So let's see. What if I take, these numbers don't play very well. Could I reduce this and figure out something? Because I just looked at my number line and 80 and 12 is not a factor of the 80. So what if I take 80%? Because 80% can equal something else. Let's actually take 80% and start reducing. I can divide by 10. That's what people usually say of dividing, breaking into like cross-canceling is what they're calling it in the book. 8/10. I can reduce again because they're both even. So divide by 2, divide by 2, and 8 divided by 2 equals 4. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Do I have something I can multiply to get 12 now? So this is supposed to all equal, and I see that 80 hundredths equals 8/10, which equals 4/5. Can I make 4/5 equal something 12ths? This is my part, this is my whole, which is my games 1, and total, right? 1, yeah. So 4 times, you're saying, times 3. 4 times 3 is 12. So what we do now to the top, we have to do the bottom. 5 times 3 giving me 15. This one I had to work a little bit harder because these didn't automatically show that they worked, but I could reduce my 80%. I knew games had to stay the same, but 80% could also be 8/10 or 4/5. 4/5 worked to figure out that there were 12 games won out of 15 total games. Okay, and I see solve the problem using at least 2 different methods. Hey, we've been doing really good at double number lines, so I'm going to set up a double number line and you're going to finish it. So, if I have 0%, I have made 0 games. 0%. 100% are all of the games I won. Right now I think it's 15, but we're going to have to make sure. But I think it's total games. Okay, so 80% is 12 games. So let's see, 20, 40, kind of, oops, 20, 40, 60, up a little too much. 60 and 80. So if this is 80%, they told us, this was in the book or in the paper, 80% of games, 12. 80% is 12. So this we absolutely know. So from 100% to 80%, it was plus 3 and plus 20%. So does that mean that at 20% it would be plus 3 again, 3 games? If you'll fill out the 40%, the 60%, whoops, and show it. I'll let you do that. In class, what you guys are doing with your team is working through exercises. We have exercise 1 and 2. You are working with your team in class. So is there a back? There is a back. And number 3 and 4, working through. Notice if we have a percent off, they ask specifically if it's a part, whole, or a percent. If we're having a 25% off sale, they're asking, is the 25% off considered the saved money? 25% off saved, is that a part, whole, or a percent? It's a percent, and it is a part. They're going to have to then take it away. So talk with your team. Mrs. Ramirez is going to help you later on as well in the class. Don't forget the back side, number 3 and number 4. Thanks so much. Bye.